It is once again time to take the transmission back out of the monster truck. This time I will not be rebuilding it by myself. This is, I believe, the 5th time the transmission's had to come out since I put the new motor and hooked it to that Turbo 400. It's been the same trans every single time. I'm going to take it to a friend of mine for help. I'm going to have him look over everything I've done and try and help me figure it out and help me put it back together. And I'm going to even go one step further and probably put a different trans in it, because if a second trans does it, then it's not me or anybody else. It's just the trans can't handle the motor, and I don't know if that's the case. I don't know. Either way, before I pull the trans out, I've got a pressure gauge hooked up. I'm gonna start the engine, see that it has pressure, put it in reverse, because the issue now is this is the 3rd time it's lost reverse. See if it still has pressure in reverse, because the theory the last time I put it back together was that it was not applying proper pressure in reverse. I found a leak with my air gun, thought I solved the problem, and here I am with the same problem again. So just start it and do a pressure check, because I know what the pressure was when I put the trans in. We'll see what happened. Give it fuel. Can make that mistake. I'm gonna make the same mistake with the diesel motor. I always want to shut the fuel off before I shut the motor off, and you can't do that with the diesel. You do that with the gas motor, but you can't do it with the diesel, otherwise you'll get it airbound and then it won't want to start again. So I always confuse myself with the switch. I gave it fuel. Here we go. Let's start it up. A little cold, but she purrs like a kitten. All right. We got pressure in park. That's to be expected. We'll put it in reverse. We know it doesn't have reverse. Truck's in reverse. Pressure spiked. So, conclusion. When the transmission's installed, I check the pressure in reverse. In reverse, the pressure spiked to like 280, 290 PSI. It's now lost reverse after 2 days of running it in the mud. I do a pressure check, and now it only makes 190 PSI in reverse. So I've got pressure loss. What does that mean? I don't know. I give up. Well, I don't give up. I'm just calling in for help on this one. So, I will be taking the transmission to a friend. He will be helping me diagnose it, and I'll be putting another transmission in this truck. And if anything else goes wrong, we set it on fire. Alright, that's that. Let's pull the trans back out again. So here I go. Let's hit this thing with a hammer. See what happens. There we go, just like that. It's removed quite nicely. But now I've got to lift this heavy girl up and finesse it out of the truck. With great finesse, I'll lift it up over my head and pull the drive shaft out of my pinion guard on the rear. Let's try this again. Up, up, up and away. Up in the air, go there today. All right, there we go. Here it comes now, coming down. The bottom is out and down. Now I'm gonna lift the whole thing up just like a beautiful little baby and throw it over there. There we go. Just like that, my drive shaft has carefully been removed. I can now move about freely in the old placement of the drive shaft. There's my transmission up there. And it surely has to come out again. But first up, transfer case. You dirty old dog, you. You're not gonna bite me again this time. I hope. Okay, here we go. Now, I will be removing 4 bolts to open up my pinion guard. Hey, what is that? What is this? 11/16. Oh, my brain's gone mushy on me. 11/16. Open the door. Hey, are you even looking at me when I'm talking? You know, I might be the worst camera person in the history of the world. All this great stuff, the cameras, the phones, the computers, it's all great. Everybody loves it. Everybody thinks it's just fine and dandy. But I don't. I really don't. I'm starting to believe that it's all nonsense. I'm not starting to believe that. I believe that the whole time. It's a bunch of nonsense. We're gonna go to Mars, but we can't even get my telephone to work in New Jersey. I live in New Jersey, and I can't get service here in my yard. Do I really want it? No. But my faith in humanity is dwindling, okay? So I've made this wild decision. I have now made a decision to remove all the bolts from the transfer case after I apply this strap. The strap will hold the transfer case to the transmission tightly. I remove the bolts that hold the transfer case to the frame of the truck. And then I get in here like a big bear that didn't eat lunch yet. And I grab a hold of that transfer case, loosen the strap, and walk it backwards and drop it on my toes. Don't drop it on my toes. Don't drop it on my toes. Don't drop it on my toes. Can I do this? Is this a thing I really want to do? I dread this, but the cart has caused complications, and I haven't modified the cart to improve it yet, and I don't even think I can get it out of my trailer right now because the door to my trailer faces the front of the truck. This is just the thing I have to do now. I have to take this transfer case out, and I'm gonna have to bear hug it and bring it down the old-fashioned way. Getting in there and lifting it up, pulling the strap off. Strap is out of the way basically, and I've got to very carefully hug this transfer case. My arm's tangled. All right, this is easy. My fucking arm's around the strap. Shit, God. All right, there we go. Here we go. Just like a trained professional, I've lowered this transfer case down and safely removed it without saying too many profanities. That was a wonderful experience. I recommend it highly. All right, let's put it over here and we'll worry about this another day. Why didn't I just do that from up there? That's 3 bolts on this side. Once the 3 come out on the other side, it's time to bring the transmission down. There we go, and the transmission's ready to roll away, ready to tip over. Okay, let's get the impact gun out of the way. Let's get that bolt and extension out of there. Okay, and now, very carefully, I will run away. No, I'm not going to run away. The transmission has been successfully separated. The transmission has been successfully separated from the engine. I will now be lowering the jack. All right, jack. Lowering the jack. Transmission, you are now officially halfway down to earth. My jack's been lowered completely. My transmission's still 4 feet in the air. I'm gonna crawl under here very carefully, like a trained ninja warrior. I'm gonna get in here with the torque converter above my head and loosen this strap. The transmission is now free to fall on me at any time. The only thing stopping it is my mittens. All right, here we go. The strap is now being removed, and the transmission is going to be put in reverse. Beep, 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 beep. Back up, back up. Don't fall on my head. All right. We have now reached the limits of my capacity here. I'm going to keep my right hand holding the torque converter and bell housing and pull the jack with my left hand. Now, the tail shaft might be able to drop down. Not quite. Let's try that again. Just like that, my transmission has been very carefully placed on the cross member for my transfer case. Let's get this wooden block out of the way. He can come back another day. Let's get the jack extension out of here. I am now coating my entire trailer deck in I don't know how much transmission fluid. We can be sure that my frame of my trailer will be well lubricated and have a hard time rotting out in the future. That sounds very nice to me. All right, here we go. Let's pull the torque converter off and just get that out of the way. Come on, little piggy, come on. I've now got to pull it uphill, and gravity is working against me, but I've snuck my fingers in there and made easy work of it. Just like that, it's throwing up all over the place. We're gonna flip it over properly, and it's caught on my shirt as I try and get it down. It was caught on my Reckless Militia sweatshirt, which has seen better days, but it's still a very comfortable shirt. I'm gonna kick the jack out of the way, and then I'm gonna be bringing the transmission home. All right, Mr. Turbo 400, you have not been very pleasant. Our experience has not been good or great. It's been less than good. Our experience has been less than good, but it's time for you to come out again. All right, here we go. All right, now it's time. I've got my right hand's on the input shaft, and my left hand's on the tail shaft, and I'm just gonna finagle it down there. I really messed up the back of my hand there, but I'll be okay. Just a scratch. I do believe that was easy. All right, we've successfully done it again. The transmission's been removed. Monster truck is now inoperable again. My hand's throbbing a little bit. I'm gonna be fine. And, well, you know the story. Time to take it apart.